Happy holidays, everyone, and I hope you had an amazing time, maybe with your family, maybe with your close ones. You know, it's been a hard year, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as you could, as much as, the situation allows, as much as regulations allow. So I hope you had a nice one. But now comes the fun part. Now comes the part where you open your gifts. That's right, so let me set you the scene. You go under the Christmas tree, you find a box, a perfectly rectangular box, you open it, and it's the new Football Manager 21 disc. Although, do people actually even do that? Do people give gifts like this? Do you play with discs? Anyways, let's reset it again. You go onto your Christmas tree, you find your Steam account, just roll with it, and you see a beautiful collection of pixels. Football Manager 21 has been delivered by Santa himself. You download it, you open the game, and you don't know what to do. Has that ever happened to you? Well, if that has, this video should be for you. So in this video, I'll be introducing 5 save ideas that I think are kind of interesting, and I hope you will find interesting too. And hopefully, they can give you a good start or a good idea to try when you get this game for a Christmas gift. Hey, how about that? So, how this video is going to go, I'm going to be talking to you about the save, what it does, how it works, what's the plan, and then I'm going to be showing you maybe the teams that you should try. And I'm going to also give you an example of maybe a creator to take a look at so you can have a bit of an inspiration of how to do it yourself. So there's going to be 5 ones I'm going to be covering. So youth, Pentagon save, build a nation, create a nation, and some other things that I thought were kind of interesting and I found other people doing. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. And yeah, let's get to the first one. Right, so the first one is going to be the most Football Manager-esque save. It's going to be the youth save. So if you would have known, if you would have seen some videos, if you would have even played the game, one of the biggest things about Football Manager is a lot of people like to create their own youth systems, have their own youngsters playing in their team, and that's amazing. I mean, it's the same in football. There's something much nicer than, you have your own youth guy, you have your own guy from your local team, he grew up here, he knows the club, he loves the club, and now it's a big thing. For example, like Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's an amazing player, but to make it even more special, he is from Liverpool. And for a lot of fans, that's a huge thing. So this is what kind of transpired in Football Manager as well. People like to do this. They invest in their facilities. They try to get as best youth they can from their academies. But this save is kind of an interesting one. Again, it depends on how you want to do it. You can do it more easier way. Maybe you can put some limitations. You can do like a little foreigner limit for yourself. Like let's just say you can only sign 5 or 6 foreigners. You can have 5 or 6 foreigners in your team, and the rest has to be from your own league or even from your own kind of academy. So that's something you can do. Or you can do something completely crazy and just go, right, I can only sign people from my own academy and no one else. That's probably the extreme. And yeah, there's a lot of teams actually ready for that. So for example, I've talked about in this previous video, if you haven't, go check it out. Chertanova is one of those teams. One of those teams where that's the only thing they can do. They can only sign players that used to play for Chertanova, and they only play with their own youth, pretty much, essentially. So that's going to be one of the harder saves. You could do something like more of an easier one would be Atletico Bilbao. You know how they can only sign basket players. So yeah, of course it depends on their youth setup, but then it's a bit easier because they can sign basket players. So that's something you can do. You could, it depends on how you want to do it. It's always depends on how you want to do it. And one of the best examples in terms of YouTube that I've seen so far is if you go to FM21, I'll be dropping the links in the description and up there, should pop up. His Kettering Town save is an amazing example that what he just did. He said, right, at the start of the year, the players that I have, I'm going to be using. And from then on, only youth. And that's probably the more extreme save. It's more of a harder one. You will have to be, sweating, worrying, because it's hard. The first few years will be difficult. But after a few years, when you get money, when you get better facilities, you can potentially do a good job. So yeah, go check him out. That's a good save for you to try. Now let's jump on to the next one. Next up is going to be the Journeyman Save. Now this one is, I guess you can say, a more realistic save type, because I think for when people play Football Manager, they pick a club, any club, and they stay with it for pretty much the duration of the save, until they get bored. And for me personally, it's the ones I like to do the most. But this Journeyman Save kind of tries to break you free from that. What it does is, you pick a team, you start playing well, and then you can transition to a different team. So maybe, let's say you start at the lower leagues, you don't know anything about football, you have no coaching badges, and as time goes on, you do some good stuff, maybe you win some trophies, then you can go to a higher team, and then you do some well stuff there, and you go to a higher team, and then eventually, maybe you get to the Real Madrid, Chelsea's, United's, whatever, all the good teams that you can do. So that's definitely a good save for you to try. It's fun, it's more realistic. I mean, I don't know if you can say it like that, but I mean, depends, you know, some people think it's more realistic, but again, if you start at like lower leagues of the park, not many people do make it to the top. I think Sari is pretty much the only exception, really. But yeah, it's a good save for you to try. It's a fun save. And in terms of ideas, again, this is something you should pick yourself. This is a team you should pick yourself. I would potentially advise to pick a weaker team, so lower divisions somewhere, maybe somewhere where you're from, so you know a little bit about the player, so you have a little bit of a, I guess, connection to the league. And then from then on, it's up to you. It's whatever you want to do. You know, pick a team, do whatever the heck you want. Now, in terms of good ideas, well, that's when kind of the Journeyman Save separates, you know. The Journeyman Save is, like I said, you know, jumping from team to team, and no matter you do it, however way you want to, that's how it changes a save. That's why no one's Journeyman Save is the same. For example, one of my favorite ones was FM21 Save, where he could not apply for any jobs. The only jobs he could apply was if he was headhunted, and that was the title of his series. So, unfortunately, he doesn't do videos much anymore, but he may come back, who knows. But in Football Manager 20, that's what he did. He did a save, he started in Finland, made a few kind of good performances there, and then when a team came for him, he accepted the interview and he got the job. So that's kind of a different one. What you can also do is a similar thing to that. You can do the Pentagon Challenge, which is kind of interesting. I like that save. It's a fun idea because the Pentagon Save is basically what it is. You go to different continents, and you have to win, I guess, the Champions League of that continent. So again, for that one, you could probably check Work the Space. I think he did a good one in Football Manager 2015. I don't think it's that popular now. Many people don't do it, but I think he also does it on his Twitch, so go check that out as well. But yeah, there's a lot of things you can do, and again, you can make it how you want. You can make it like you can apply for jobs yourself, you can make it that you can only get headhunted, you can just do until you win a trophy, and then you move on. So I think another very good one of that is FMDG's Titleist, which I think is a fun one because I have never considered it. So what he does, he takes 6 months off, goes into Christmas period. The team that's fourth in any of the leagues that he picks, that's the team he has to take a challenge with. So the goal is in those 6 months, transition the team from fourth place to winning the title. And I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, go check it out. Links, as always, will be there and there. But yeah, that's kind of some good examples for you. You should give them a try, and let's jump to the next one. So now it's a bit of time for self-promotion because this type of save is one of the saves that I do on my channel. It's Build a Nation. So Build a Nation, what does it entail? Well, typically it entails you managing a national team and a club from that country, and you take them to greater things. So you develop players for the national team, and then you try to win as many international trophies as you can. So the amazing part of that is it's kind of a bigger sense in terms of a youth save because, you know, you're building a nation, so it's kind of a offset of a youth save, really, but it's a different type of save. You get to manage a national team, and typically this is done with weaker nations. So one of the good examples of that would be Gibraltar, San Marino, if you can get the database. But what I'm doing personally is I am taking on South Korea. So I'm managing Ulsan and doing South Korea. So I'm playing with Ulsan, potentially trying to win stuff with that. And then as I try and get as many Korean players and as many good youth South Korean players, we try to build a team, and there's a goal. Let's say there's a goal. I set a goal for myself to do well in the World Cups in the future. So I want to be better than their 2002 World Cup placement, which was 4th in the world. So yeah, I can probably either match that or do better. So now, let me just give you a good idea for you to try, because as you know, we're going to have a World Cup in Canada and USA. And I think for me, a kind of a fun idea for you to try is if you take the Canada national team and you manage one of the new teams in Canada, let's just say Forge, let's just say whatever, any of those teams really, pick whatever you want. I would personally pick, depending on the kit, because some of their kits are awesome. I love that. It's just amazing. Their kit designs are awesome. And because the league is kind of new in Football Manager and it's licensed, unlike last year, it's going to be a fun challenge for you. So I would suggest you take any team from the Canada Premier League, you take the Canada national team, and then you try to take them to the World Cup. That would be quite cool. See how well they do, because hopefully they'll be able to make it into the World Cup because they're the hosts. Who knows? Yeah, but anyways, let's just jump to the next one. So the next one is going to be an offshoot of the previous one when you create a nation. This one's going to be called Build a Nation. And this one was mainly done because I saw Michelino FM doing the crazy thing. He's literally creating a nation of Mordavia? Yeah, something like that. He's creating it from scratch. It's an imagined, nation. It doesn't exist, as you can probably check. Go Google it. You probably will not know. And this kind of save is awesome because the limit for creativity is non-existent. You can do whatever you want. If you have a little bit of time, you could try and, either use his database, which is awesome. I would urge you to try. Again, links there and there. Because in my mind, the best saves are the ones with the story. And this is a perfect story. You get to build a nation from scratch, You get to create, you get to engage the community, because that's what happened, really. So Michelino had this big idea, and the community got involved, everyone got involved, and now it's a league. So Bardovia is a country, if you download his database when it's ready, with kind of a lot of teams, a lot of players. Teams have backstory, and it's amazing. So if you want to try that, you should. And if you have a little bit of time, you could try and create your own database. And I cannot stress this enough, but in the saves where you be as creative as you can, that's when it's the best. That's when you have the most fun. If you get past the hard work, you will enjoy it so much. So yeah, go check out Michelino. That's going to be Build a Nation. You build a nation from scratch. And let's go to the last one, which is going to be some of the other ideas that I found and that you should try. So this is going to be the last section we cover for you today. And the others is just going to be a quick run through ideas or maybe save ideas that you should try. The first one that I kind of like and you should probably try is reviving a giant. So let's say a team used to be good in somewhat shape or form. They used to be in the Premier League. They used to be in Europe. Teams like Bolton, Hamburger, maybe Malaga, it's just Sunderland, all those teams used to be somewhere good, somewhere important, and now they're not. So you can take it. You can be potentially the catalyst that helps them become great once again. I think another good save, which was weird, and I don't have a name for it because it was just something I came up with randomly, and it's going to be a fun save for you to try, is basically when I did my Monaco save in Football Manager 20, what I did was you could not have people of the same age on the pitch. So let's say you have 11 players, they all have to be 11 different ages. So that's a bit of a fun challenge for you to try. I thought it was fun. I kind of enjoyed it, but again, it's probably not a short-term save, but it's definitely a fun save to get you across, I guess, a few months. So I think the final one for the others I would like to tell you is something like maybe work the Space's Park to Prem series, where you take the team from the lowest division. So let's say if you download a database, you can go up to level 10 of English football. Let's say you take a team from then, and you can maybe develop yourself as a manager, so make your way from the Parks to the Prem, obviously, like his title. Not my idea, obviously, but his. Or you can just take the team like he did with Taulol last year, and he just take them all to the Premier League for them to win stuff. So that's kind of a fun thing. It's a very long-term save. But again, it's a good idea for you guys to enjoy. So yeah, those were some ideas for my challenges. I hope you have a nice holiday. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, leave a like. Tell me which save idea do you like, which save idea you want to try. And if, for example, you didn't like any of them, tell me which one would you try yourself. I'm very interested to try new ideas, new saves, because it's fun. I like Football Manager because it gives you, it's like an open piece of canvas. You can draw whatever you want. No one save is exactly the same. Even if you take a youth save, let's just say we both took the same save. Let's say we all took Kettering, like FM21 did. We will all have different saves. We'll all have different people. We'll have different priorities. We'll have potentially even different results. And that's what the beauty of Football Manager is. You can do whatever you want. So yeah, if you like this videos, tell me. I would like to know that you like this because I think it's fun for me to focus on something, not just my saves, maybe more of an outlet for more creative stuff. Share with your friends that, got in Football Manager. Maybe this will be part of their Christmas gift. Who knows, Santa maybe is nice to you guys. But yeah, I hope you had a nice holiday. I hope you're still having a nice holiday. And I'll see you guys in a video at some point in the future. Bye, guys.